What's going on, guys, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where I, Graham Jason Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network as well as on the USA Network, as today we're talking Season 2, Episode 2 of Miz and Mrs., entitled Miz Little Lies. Before we get started here, it is worth noting that I saw somewhere that I think this first half of the season is going to consist of 10 episodes, which, if it's accurate, it will wrap up in the week of WrestleMania, which means that right after the very next week, Total Bellas comes back. So the timing could not be any better. I don't like when the two shows are airing simultaneously, like Miz and Mrs. and Total Divas, or Total Divas and Total Bellas. Like, it just gets confusing. Usually, the Total Bellas and Total Divas don't air at the same time. Usually, it's Miz and Mrs. that overlaps. But I think Miz and Mrs. wraps up like April 1st, I want to say. And then Total Bellas comes back the very next week on April 9th. I saw the commercial that aired, that was posted this past week, promoting the 5th season of Total Bellas. And it's going to be an interesting one. Not sure if I'm a big fan of the direction they're going in with the show, but we will soon see. I will be watching it, breaking it down starting April 9th when it comes back. My reviews of that show, if Miz and Mrs. is done by then, if my calculations are correct, then my reviews of Total Bellas will then be posted on Fridays, a lot like these reviews are. But nonetheless, we kick off this episode with Miz and Maurice discussing how they're going to be living in Los Angeles moving forward. They've already alluded to this before. They moved from LA to Austin, Texas last season. They didn't really like it there too much. Not a big fan of the weather, all the bugs there. They're moving back to LA. They miss it in LA. And that's what this episode is all about, their moving process back to California. And meanwhile, we find out that Miz's mom, who's been all over the show in the last season and a half, season 1, now in season 2, she helps out a lot with Monroe Sky, and Marjo, we know, lives with Miz and Maurice, but I guess Miz's mom did not officially live with them until now. So I guess George is by himself back in Ohio. I'm not exactly sure how that's working out, and I don't think they're divorced, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. But yeah, she's moving in with Miz and Maurice to help out with Monroe Sky and Marjo. And she's bringing her scary-ass, weird-looking dolls with her, like those play dolls that people like. And dolls are fine. I'm not anti-dolls, but when they look as creepy as these things do, to leave them all over your house, that's just weird. And Miz is not a fan of these whatsoever. So they start looking at rental homes in Encino, I think is how you pronounce it. Never heard of this place never heard of this part of California until now. And Maurice wants to go to a good place. Go to a place where the schools are going to be good. The private schools in this first place where they go to check out this rental home, which is what they want to do. They're looking at rental homes here in Encino. She wants the school system to be strong. And I guess this first place that they start looking at, I'm not sure if all the houses they look at have private schools or if they're public and they're just, I guess they're all private schools is what I'm guessing here, for like $40,000 a year, which is a lot of money, but if you're Miz and Maurice, I guess you can afford it, whatever. So they start looking at, private schools for Monroe and their soon-to-be, second daughter, their second kid, which I think ends up being a daughter. I think, obviously, she's not born by this point. Maurice is still pregnant with the second kid to kind of clarify the timeline. But anyway, so Miz thinks it's way too expensive. This first house that they check out, they go to another house, and it's a nice-looking place, but they find out that if they have pets there, the house increases by $10,000. And again, that may not sound like a lot when you're buying a house, but they're just renting a house. So it shouldn't be that much money. To go up by $10,000 just to have pets there is kind of ridiculous. They're like, okay, no thanks. The third house they fall in love with, it's right across my park where Monroe Sky can go. It's a very nice neighborhood. They like it a lot. They decide on rental Marmiz. A lot like Castle Marmiz over in Austin, Texas. They decide on rental Marmiz. So Miz, back at WWE, talks to John Cone, who I honestly had no idea was a part of the talent relations over there. I had no clue. I'm not sure how long that's been a thing. Obviously, John Cone, you would know him if you saw him. He's been one of the signature WWE referees for a long time now. Probably for about a decade, if not longer. But he's a part of talent relations. Miz talks to him about his schedule and how he needs a few days off to start moving his stuff. He's got a Snickers commercial coming up that John Cone tells him he can't miss, that you can't, get around that. But you can move this other, an event coming up that you don't have to be a part of if you don't want to, if you really want the days off. It's Pebble Beach, which I've never heard of, but I guess it's this world-famous world-renowned golf course. And Miz is a big golfing fan. I guess it's all a part of the upcoming SmackDown move to Fox, and because it's airing on Fox. It's like part of some event involving Fox. And Miz was supposed to be a part of it, and once he was told what the event was, he's like, don't, cancel it just yet. I do want to do this. I'm a company guy. I want to do it. It sounds awesome. I'll figure something out. So what they end up doing is that Miz does the golfing thing, doesn't tell Maurice, because he doesn't want to tell her, like, hey, I'm missing out on moving just to go do this, and he probably fears that she's going to say no, which isn't it's not that outrageous of an argument. He's probably right in that respect, and he wants to do it, so what she doesn't know won't hurt her. So Maurice has to move in everything by herself, and it doesn't sound as bad as it's not as bad as it sounds, just because, yeah, she's pregnant, but she has Mrs. Mom, she has Marjo. They have this entire moving company do everything for them. So it's not all Maurice. So Miz isn't an asshole by doing this. I mean, it's not exactly ideal and not telling his wife what he's up to. At least he's going on a golf course and not like cheating on her or something, which, Miz would never do. The guy's a stand-up dude. But anyway, so he hires this, moving company to do all the work for Maurice and, his mom and Marjo and everyone else. So he says goodbye to Castle Miz in Austin, Texas one last time. And after Maurice and Monroe go back in the house, Miz, while in the car, and he's not driving the car, but like the rental car or whatever, the fucking Uber, whatever, that's taking him to where he needs to go. They stop in the driveway so he can get out of the car and get the golf bag that he put in the garage when Maurice wasn't looking. So he grabs the golf bag and heads on his way. Trying to be as sneaky as possible just so she doesn't know that he's going golfing, which I thought was so hilarious. I mean, it's not good to be sneaky, but when it's well executed like this was, and it was a little sloppy, like if she heard that the car was still in the driveway, she probably would have questioned it and went outside and saw what he was doing, but it was still funny nonetheless. So they officially move into the new place. Maurice, in the meantime, she takes Monroe Sky out for like a stroll around the neighborhood. She runs into another mom with her kid. And this mom informs Maurice that these school systems, although they're like the best in the country, there's a waiting list of like literally years. Like as soon as your baby is born, you have to be on the waiting list for like legit like 3 or 4 years to get your kid into that preschool. Not even like a regular elementary school. It's a preschool. State-of-the-art preschool. That's what you have to do. That's fucking crazy. So she's like, oh my God, like Monroe Sky is already 15 months old. We didn't know anything about this process, and why would we? Like, we didn't know we were moving back here until recently. So she didn't do anything wrong, but she's like, what the hell are we getting ourselves into? So she calls up a lot of preschools, and she tells Miz about this, and he's like, oh, that sucks, whatever. He has poor service, so he doesn't really think too much about it. Doesn't really think twice about it. So she calls all these preschools in the area, gets a bunch of no's from all of them. So what she does instead is hire a tutor. She hires a tutor, a Chinese tutor, to help teach Monroe Sky Chinese, Mandarin, French, English, everything. And the fucking baby's a year and a half, not even 15 months. That's a year and 3 months. That's nothing. I mean, I'm not exactly sure at what age babies start talking. I'm not great with those type of timelines. But the whole idea behind this is that she wants to teach Monroe Sky all these languages, so these schools that she's getting a lot of no's from will have no choice but to accept Monroe Sky, and knowing how smart she is. So it's just ridiculous to see the tutor teaching her like Mandarin and all these other languages. Like, it's hard for a baby to learn one language, let alone like 4 or 5 at a time. Meanwhile, at Pebble Beach, Miz calls up his dad, George. Mr. Miz. You can never go wrong with Mr. Miz. The guy's an absolute riot. So he has, again, as clueless as ever, has no idea what's going on. Miz calls him up, says he's at Pebble Beach. His dad thinks it's cool. He tells his dad, hey, it's part of a Fox Sports event, so turn on the channel and watch me play golf. And he's like, a box sports? And Miz is like, no. Fox Sports. How do you not know networks? So, and he also told his dad on the phone, don't tell Maurice. Don't tell Maurice what I'm up to, because she's not supposed to know. He doesn't really elaborate, but he just says, don't tell Maurice that I'm here. But tune into Fox Sports to watch me play golf. So what does George do? He calls Maurice to ask what channel Fox Sports is to see Miz play golf. And then Maurice is all confused because she thinks that Miz is at a Snickers shoot for that Snickers commercial. And then George says, never mind then. I'll figure it out. Or like, he doesn't get mad, but he's like, oh shit, he probably realized in that moment that he wasn't supposed to tell her. So he just hangs up. So Maurice is like, what is he talking about? So she looks through the channels, finds the Golf Channel, Fox Sports, whatever, and finds and, turns on the channel. Come to find out that Miz is playing golf on live television, and she questions whether it's live or not, and she sees Miz playing fucking golf when he's supposed to be at this commercial. So she's obviously pissed. She calls him, and you can see Miz pick up the call on the show, and he just sends it right to voicemail. It's a great visual. She's fuming, but she goes along with it. She doesn't outright say that I knew what you were doing all along, blah, blah, blah. She calls him and she goes along with it because, listen, if he's going to lie to me, then I'm going to lie to him. It's the admission of truth. I'm not going to tell him that I'm trying to do everything that I can to get Monroe Sky into these preschools. So she makes a basket for the preschool, trying to butter them up to get Monroe Sky in the school. And she doesn't want to tell Miz anything about this because she doesn't want him to know that she's going to be spending all this money on trying to get their daughter into preschool. So Miz gets home, and Maurice gives him a tour of the house and how everything looks, and everything's all set up within like days, seemingly. And they take a tour of Miz's new gym, which has all of Miz's mom's dolls laid out all over the wall as a rib to Miz, as kind of like you shouldn't have lied to me, blah, blah, blah. And she also shows him this doll that's dressed up as Golf Miz, that has the shoes and the hat and the outfit and attire and everything, with a little phone in his back pocket for when he hangs up on his wife. So here's the big reveal. Miz is like, oh shit, how did you find out? You don't even watch Fox Sports. And then she just told him that it was his dad, and he's like, oh shit. So if he had not told his dad, she probably would have never found out. So, Miz says, she was like, why did you lie to me? And Miz says, well, if I told you, you probably wouldn't have let me go, which is accurate, but he still wouldn't. He probably still shouldn't have lied. So he comes clean on that, only for the doorbell to ring, opens it up. There's a package at the door. What is it? A brick. Why would there be a brick there, you ask? It's because Maurice donated a lot of money, $10,000 to be exact, the same amount of money they almost paid to that second house for the pets to be there. $10,000 she donated to this preschool to be a premium member, to kind of, again, butter them up to get Monroe Sky in the school. And Miz is blown away by this. But hey, he lied, she lied, they all lie. And they just agree to close out the episode. They agree to not lie to each other in the future. So that's the moral of this story. Do not lie to your significant other. No matter the situation, it just never ends well. They are one of the most perfect couples I've ever seen, Miz and Maurice, and they always, their interactions and stories and journeys and experiences always result in some pretty entertaining must-see TV, if you will. So check it out right now, Season 2, Episode 2 of Miz and Mrs. But like I was saying before, though, SmackDown audio review probably coming your way tomorrow right here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. And then Sunday, probably just miscellaneous content going up, and Monday as well. So keep an eye out for that stuff right here on the channel. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel as we quickly approach the 4,000 subscriber mark. Very much appreciate your support. And once we hit that milestone, then that's awesome. So thank you guys for your continued support of the channel. Very much appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be watching the first ever XFL football game tomorrow afternoon. I'm not the biggest football fan in the world by any means, but I will be watching just to say I saw the first ever XFL game, or the first ever game of the second incarnation of the XFL after the first one, died a death 20 years ago. But nonetheless, guys, have a great one. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.